Welcome back to Micron Monday. Even though this is being filmed on a Thursday night, release is planned on Monday. Yes, like my last video I said, I was going to bring this back for a little bit, see what happens, see what kind of reception I get, and if people like it. I have tons of these things to showcase. Yeah, I'm a sucker for the old Micron computers. Other than the, what were those? The early Pentium boards. Those guys, I will say it right now, I'm warning you, if you run across one of those little silver caps on them, put a little bit of pressure on them, and guarantee half of them will fall off. They suffer from the cap plague like no other, and chances are it's going to rip traces with it, and those are super small to try to get to. In my opinion, it's worse dealing with those than it is with the Macs. I got a couple of Macs here. I've been debating if I want to get into the bad apple. I don't know. It's amazing how I can just kind of snowball into one subject, isn't it? This is what I get for talking to a camera. Ay, caramba. I'm going off on The Simpsons. Okay, back to the Micron MPC, the Home MPC. So, very nice looking, other than apparently I'm missing the button for the zip drive. Whatever reason, I'm missing the button. Oh well. It's not like I'm going to rely on the zip disk drive to play around with. Whenever I'm doing these, I mainly rely on, most of the time, a decent working 3.5 and a CD-ROM. And then hopefully if it has USB, I can play around with that. So, before we get into the innards of it, that I'm going to flash real quick, we're getting to the back. The action part. Well, not really. The rear of the action. There we go. So, we have a decent amount here. Apparently, everybody decided to number this for what cable went where. Surprisingly, they didn't label the, right there. Guess I did label the sound, the audio. That modem down here. We have an interesting little blank card there. I'll get to that. VGA, game, audio, in, out, mic, whatever. The COM, parallel, and PS2, luckily. And of course, power. Now, another downfall to some of these Microns, they use that Tiger power supply. They seem to be working alright. In fact, I haven't had too many of those actually blow up on me. So, I guess that's a bonus. And I'm sure you've seen this heatsink on my channel before. The passive. Literally passive. You just unscrew it and voila! There is your processor. And I kind of have to pull that piece off in order to get this out here. So, it is a Pentium, as you can tell. This one has the Pentium MMX. Go right there. Looking at the back of it, we have a 200 megahertz. So, one of the higher end CPUs for this board, which I kind of like. I know I'm an AMD guy, but the MMX is just an impressive little CPU. I'm disappointed that they didn't stick with the ceramic, but cutting cost and whatnot, I understand. Just the coolness factor of the other ones, I think. Kind of like the coolness of the Pentium Pros. Which someday I promise I will get back to that system of the dual Pentium Pros. Uh-oh. I don't want to cross-thread that. No, I might be in trouble here. Nope. There we go. Get that centered up in there. Yeah. I don't want to turn it anymore. My OCD's getting to me. I want that to set straight. So we have our cooling fan here, which is very simple to remove since I find the buttons for it. Two little buttons here, and you can should say case fan here, and just pops out like so. And it was not even connected. I think this one made noise, I think is why I disconnected this. Maybe not. Might actually work good now. And now that I got that out, we have our RAM tucked away in here. We have a cable going down for the modem, which is tucked away down in here. I promise I will get to that card next, later. Something. Or the graphics. We have the Stealth 3D 2000. This is where I've been getting a lot of my Stealth 3D cards, and they work great for this era system. I mean, it was a good card. The next upgrade that anybody would do to this is a Voodoo, a 3D FX card, which is a given for anyone, really, if you could have afforded it, obviously. So, down here, in this mess, see if I can get into it. Maybe. Oh, I need my flashlight here. We have the Vibra 16C audio chip on board. We have 4 ISAs and 4 PCIs. Here we have the 32AW add-on card. But vSwitch 0 actually reminded me of this card. I forgot that I had this laying around for almost a year, and I was going to do a video on it with Micron Monday, and I just kind of spaced it. Kept putting it off, putting it off, putting it off. Finally, you know what? I'm going to show the system that was actually equipped with this and show you what it sounded like in a Micron system. Kudos vSwitch 0 for actually reminding me about this silly thing. This is the cable that is required to hook it up to the main board. Just a cheap little, I think it's 5-pin, 6-pin, little 6-pin cable here. And this one did not have the RAM installed on it. This card's model is a CT1920, by the way. Has a EMU 8000 chip. So I'm going to go ahead and install, I think these are 1 megabyte modules. Don't quote me on it, I'm probably wrong. But knowing my luck, they are just 1 megabyte. So a total of 2 megabytes, hopefully. I think I have to move that little jumper over, if I remember right. Sadly, I don't have any documentation on this card. It is what it is for the most part. And yes, I actually still have the modem installed into this computer. Kind of a surprise. Really, it's a shocker. This is one of the few that I wanted to just keep all together. So let's go ahead and put the screws back in it. I will get this hooked up and we'll be back to the boot. Okay, we have this pulled up here. I am in the Sound Blaster AW32 MIDI synth control panel. I guess I did have some documentation on this. This is all on 3.5-inch floppies. This was for the Micron system. Micron Millennia computer, and says they never used it. So this is really cool, having this package here, never to be opened until now. Okay, a few days into the future here, making sure my mic's not rubbing against my shirt and causing static. I need to find a better fix for this. Long story short, I wanted to plug the sound canvas with a roll-in into the game port on here and see if I can get see how the emulation sounded. To me, it sounds pretty darn good. I do have somewhere over there the 8-bit card where you can actually use true support for it, but I wanted to see what this would sound like, so here we go. This is on sound canvas. I'll do about a minute or so of music tests and I'll go through the MIDI. So that was that on sound canvas. Now let's go to general MIDI. To me they sound about the same. I can't really tell difference. Maybe your ears can. Now, just for S&G here, see how ad-lib sounds. Yeah. Some reason I'm arguing with the AW32 EMU address. I might check this and see if it works. No. I think I know what the problem is there. Usually when I find these in the wild, there's nothing on them. I don't even think half the people knew what they had. So, which one surprised me? The only problem I hate is the glitching, but I think that's from something else. And yeah, take care everybody.